I sent I sent a very good is it a thumbnail of an invitation card, and what was in that card, it was very important because I sent is going to be how to be profitable as a trader, how to be profitable as a trader. That card was very important, a very good invite for you. Okay. So I sent kama can you make sure that your microphone is turned off? Make sure that you turned off. Vivian Janet, your microphone is on. Thank you. Can you 4186, your microphone is on. Make sure that you turn that. Yeah, okay, nice. Okay, excellent. If you look at the thumbnail that I sent, I don't know whether I call it a thumbnail of a picture that I sent. This is going to be how to be profitable as a trader. I know there are so many people who are beginners on this. I'm very sorry, but we are going to start on a very higher note. We are still going to be doing an introduction class for those beginners. I'm going to be making sure that you go through the introductory part. But still, I know everyone who has joined this have sent to you some materials, maybe even some classes that we have done before. But when I send that we are going to be doing this, like how to be profitable trader, this is what I mean. Maybe after this utakuwa una raise the hand so that I can see because nimetoa microphone. When I sent how to be profitable as a trader, this is what I meant. Regardless of what you do, pale umepitia, at the end, tuseme wewe ni trader, we are calling you a profitable trader if you can go to your account at the end of the month, and when you check between the deposit and the withdrawals and you do calculations, you see a positive result. Let me show you an example here. I'm going to be sharing a screen of mine, of a small account that I have, and I show you what I mean. Let me share my screen here. The reason I sent that, so yeah, this is my screen. I have several accounts that I normally use. I normally post that, you normally see that. But you can see this account that I've posted here. This is an FXPace account. What you can see is the total deposit and total withdrawals. And if you do calculations of this account, you see something that is very interesting, although it is small account. But look at this. This is how you actually have to do for every trader. For you to, this is what I wish your account to look like. This is how I want your account to be looking at, like not exactly the same figures, but these calculations, this amount, this positive result. If you count between the total deposit and total withdrawals, they should give you a positive result. For example, with the withdrawals has to be more than the deposit. For example, you can see around this area we have 2.21289 those is like a 2.2 million. If I look at the deposit that I've made to this account is totaling to around 1.2 something there 3 or there something like that. So is this account profitable? Have I been able to make money in the forex market in this account? You can say definitely yes. Why? Because the total withdrawals is more than the deposit. But if you go to the account of many traders, you meet that their deposit is actually even more than the withdrawals, which makes you to be a loser in that side. You have lost money. You are not profitable. And what I want you to is that the account that you have, you turn it to have more deposit than the withdrawals. Siku unakaa pesa uziweka hapo, you make money, you withdrawals, and at the end of the month, ukiangalia the deposit that you have made compared to the withdrawals, at least the withdrawals are more compared to the deposit. If you look at these accounts that I'm calling the small account in the FXPace here, the reason I've used FXPace is because it can show us the withdrawals and total deposit at the same pace. Karibu zinakaribiana sana. So if you look at that account, it has been able to make over like 1 million Kenya shillings. That is a very good amount of money. With that 1 million, kama ilikuwa 1 year or 2 years, that's a good amount of money that you can actually do your own project and do 1, 2, 3 things. And that is the same thing I want you to that I hope it's going to be happening as well in your account. But you actually have to follow at least these things. So if you are a beginner, make sure that the number one, if you are a beginner, that you are going to, first of all, uitikie to your beginner, you are going to go through the introductory part, because I seen so many people, they want to learn forex today and they just want to go haraka wapi, waende huko watengeneze pesa, of which you end up depositing and losing a lot of money, of which now it is the opposite of that. We will see your account having so much deposit than withdrawals. Wengine unaweza kuta wako na 10,000, wako na almost have a million deposit and 100k withdrawals, of which now it means that you have lost a lot of money there. That is so bad. That is so bad. You should be having a lot of withdrawals when it comes to the forex trading now. Let me share 3 tips that I normally use and things that I consider to be very important when it comes to the forex trading, and I hope this is going to be helping you. I know it is for the beginners, it may sound like something else, but I'll give you the introductory part of the courses that you have done before, and then after going through that, the next things that you're going to be checking is this video, and you'll see that at the end of it is going to be making a lot of sense. Hizo vitakuwa zina make a lot of sense there, okay? So it is very easy. It's very easy. So first of all, that is how your account should be looking like, okay? Number 2, apart from that, number 2, let's look at on this yes, let's start here. There are 3 things that I said I consider to be very important, and let me open somewhere I can write. Let me open somewhere I can write here so that we can all of us follow. Okay. There are 3 things that we are going to be talking about today, and I show you how to do them so that you can maximize your trends. Yeah, I've seen so many people complaining in my inbox, but I try to tell them, do this, fanya hivi, but someone is just ignoring. There is no shortcut. You have to pass through this. Trust me, you have to go through the fire, like the gold to be refined. Like the gold. We have started tulianzia like watu wengi sana when it comes to forex, but I think so many people have already given up. I don't know why, but this journey is not for... Okay, I want to draw something here so that we can be following up as going to be doing this. Opening the book now. Let me share something. Another one. So we have 3 things that are very important. We have number 1, the strategy, risk management as capital, but I'm going to be talking about them in a very different way, how you actually have to do them. For the beginners, don't worry about the strategy. I'm going to be showing you how you can even come up with exactly something that can help you in that case. Okay, my screen is here. So there's that triangle that I normally draw when for those who have watched my videos or for those who have been teaching here, there's a triangle that I normally shaiona ile jiko ya traditional jiko ya kupika. It is actually like that, like this. So I think you can see my screen. Yeah, my screen is up. So kuna hii jiko inakuanga hivi, inakuanga triangle. And the reason I use jiko, the reason I use hizo vitu, this one, these stones that you normally use to cook here, they are very important, because if you remove one, I think they are not going to work. You can't put a sufuria there if you put two, and it means one is dependent of the other, regardless of ile uta remove. If you remove the left or the other one, then the sufuria is not going to be supported, which means now you have to use all of them at the same time. And that is how these three things that I'm going to be talking about here, they are very important. But maybe perhaps today we are going to be talking them in a very different way. So we have the risk management, which is very important, risk management. We have psychology, and we have a strategy. These are the kind of things that you have to be in your note. Unachukua 1 month to perfect your risk management, to perfect your strategy, to perfect your psychology, because if one falls, ukitoa moja, then you are doomed. Ukitoa risk management and you back in a strategy and a psychology, you are doomed, because you are doing everything that you'll be doing from there. It will actually be just like scam. So let me just start with a strategy, because I know so many traders are so interested with this chart. I want, so many people are waiting to see how to check that chart, how to analyze this chart, how to check this chart, kuangalia tu hizo mavitu, how this chart, how candlesticks, candlestick nunuliwa hapa, uzia hapa. That is what so many people are concentrating on, forgetting there are other things that are very important. Even you, I know some of you, maybe that is what they are waiting to see, but still, we will be talking about that later. Maybe in the course of this video. So let's start with what we call the strategy. Why I consider the strategy to be important in these stones that I call the stones of success when it comes to the trading is because strategy, you make sure that you actually have a strategy. Is because so many people have interacted with you. Unakuta watu wamekaa hapo unafikiria mtu anajua kutrend vizuri, lakini I've seen that it's true. So many people don't have a strategy. So many people don't have a strategy. For those who have been trading, just be true to yourself. Do you have a strategy? Is it true or false? Because strategy is rules that you normally set for yourself. Ama umeenda huko tu ukakopi strategies inaitwa whatever the strategy is. Because you have seen sijui strategy huko umeiona ukakopi, mara strategy ingine ikikuja you are running into that and you want to know how it works, and then you say you have a strategy. You are here, there, and there, and there, and there. So you are just waiting for someone to set his rules, and then you just go and copy that, and you want to become part of that. That is not serious. So when it comes to strategy, you make sure that you have a strategy, that you know how it works for yourself. Sometimes some people, I can teach you my strategy, but you're not going to understand it. But what you are going to do is that you can at least copy the strategy. At least when I share my strategy, you can pick something there that can improve your strategy, but not like copying all my strategy. Because sometimes naambianga watu, kuna mtu ananiulizanga which strategy do I use. Sometimes I can explain to you my strategy to you and it will not even make sense. Yeah, trust me on that. So you make sure that you develop a strategy. And how do you make sure that you actually at least have a strategy and your strategy is working? Is to make sure, number one, you have a strategy and you have tested it. You develop a strategy and then you test it. How do you develop a strategy? Tuanzia hapo tu. How do you develop a strategy ya good trend? First of all, you make sure that you learn a lot of things. You make sure that you learn a lot. Make sure that you learn a lot of things when it comes to trading. For example, let me just give you some of things that you actually can learn. They are very simple, just to make sure that you master something like price action that includes trend lines, support and resistance, candlesticks. You make sure that you master time frame alignment, because all these things I'm telling you here, they are going to be like, when you go to another strategy, it will look like they are repeating themselves. It's just the ones that you change. Even some of the strategies that you hear about the Honda blocks and all that, it's just the concept of support and resistance, trend lines, all that. So that when you are developing your strategy, you have everything on the table. It's just by matters of picking this and this. In a fit hapa, in a fit hapa. And then you actually have your complete strategy by eliminating some of them that are not important and putting what is important. So trust me that it's very important for you to learn a lot. And that's why so many people think like learning a lot is not important. But I tell you that kusoma vizuri, kusoma a lot of things is very important, and not just like learning and or just sort of things. Is make sure that you master things that are very important. For example, that I say in trend lines, supporting resistance, you master candlesticks, which is actually even a full book that you can learn. So you don't say that, hey, candlestick in the video. That's actually a full concept or even a book that you can learn from there. You master how to align the time frame. You master line from the weekly time frame to ile time frame that is suitable for you, like even to 1 hour. All those time frame, where do you use them? If you put weekly time frame, hii weekly time frame unatumia kufanya nini? I'm using this weekly time frame to do this and that. You go to 1 hour, I'm using this. So you know how to align those time frame to suit what you actually want. Okay, you just know how to do that. Supply and demand zone, you must do that. That is the main things that you actually don't even have to avoid. And some of things that people even ignore when it comes to analysis is when you talk about the fundamental analysis. You can do all these things, but if you don't observe the fundamental analysis, all your things are going to be crazy. Because sometimes you can see how the market moves, and for those who are not even serious, I saw some people, Kitambo, there are some people who was teaching Forex and now not very keen when it comes to trading the news. So, for example, even if you don't know how to trend high impact like news, just focus on high impact news like NFP, CPI, these major ones. At least they help you kidogo to understand how the market is, what is actually happening to the market. At least you'll not be just anyhow, just like that, ama kama mtu just like that. So you make sure that you have a strategy, but make sure that these strategies, so those are the things before. That's why we are still on the strategy. So for you to develop a strategy, so first of all, before you test a strategy, you must develop it. And before you develop it, you must learn all those things. You can't just develop a strategy. You can't just have a strategy. It's like ukienda kusoma strategy ya mtu mwingine without learning these things, then you're not even going to understand. So if you kama wewe ni beginner, or maybe you are doing whatever you're just doing there, make sure that you at least learn first. You usisome forex hivyo, just make sure at least you have a small undercover note, and just write. Ukisoma kitu andika pole pole and just go like that. Take it seriously, and the more you just learn, the more you learn things, then the easier it is when it comes to developing strategy. It will be very easier for you now to develop a strategy when it comes to that. Now we say these are rules. So first of all, you learn all those things, and then it will be very easier for you now to develop a strategy. Now when it comes to developing a strategy, now we have seen you learn all those sort of things. And number 2, you have to test your strategy. How do you test your strategy? Strategy, you don't test. Sometimes make sure that what some people ignore the demo account, but demo account, it's very important. Let me tell you, demo account is very important. But I said I will say a lot of things. So Munisa, I will say a lot of things that are very important, but is for the sake, because we really do this. But I hope you are going to capture this. So I said you do the demo trading. But when it comes to demo trading, most of the platform you are going to see giving you a lot of money, like $100. And that is the mistakes you are going to be doing there when you are testing your strategy. Okay, we are still on the strategy. So don't do that. For example, for those who use FXpress, I said just go and reset the balance first of all to the amount you know that you are going to be depositing to your account. For example, if you know you are going to be depositing $100, make sure that you reset your balance to that. But FXpress is going to be giving you a minimum of $250. That is what I know at the moment. So make sure that at least you reset to $250. At least that, with that, you can be able now to do a proper practice on that, because if you do a practice of $1,000, $100 is going to give you a freedom that you're not going to be having when you deposit a real amount of money. So chezea kiwango yako yenye unajua at least with practice na vitu zenye hautaenda, like you do the practice, you see una practice kwa a certain field when it comes reality, when it comes now to the real game, that is not what you are going to be using. So it cannot work like that. So you make sure that you work on that. So when it comes now to real testing, it's not just testing, just like what people normally think that you're going to be testing the demo account, you're going to be testing the demo account. No. If, for example, you have the demo account and you have reset the balance to probably 250, then if I want to this account to test it and to become so nice, this is what I'm going to do. I have the demo account and I want to test now. I have the strategy. That is what I want to test now. I'm going to do a very, very, very simple thing. I'm going to take some time. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to rewind 3 testing points. 3 testing points. I'm going to put 3 times here. Okay. I'm going to say I'm going to test these 3 times. And the first round, I'm going to do it 10 times. Okay. If I fail, and the second one I'm going to do 10, and the other one I'm going to do 10. So you have tested 3 times. So that is 10, 10, 10, 10. Every time I'm going to be doing this, every time I'm doing this, I'm going to be doing what? I'm going to be writing down everything that I'm going to be. For example, if I fail on this and you're going to be looking at what you're going to, for example, you have $250 and you're planning to raise it to 500 and you're going to be doing it very slow. So the first round, what you're going to do here, and you can mark the percentage win that you have achieved or you are lost. For example, the first round, when I compare, I did 10 times trains that I took 10 trains, not even one day, maybe the whole week. And I got 5 out of, or maybe I got 4 out of 10 trains. Okay. Now, out of this round, I'm going to try and improve it to see whether this strategy is adjustable. Where nilikosea wapi, maybe kuna kitu sikuona vizuri. Now you're going to try and change those things and come and test it maybe the other week and reset the balance to 250 again. And then you can come and test it. Probably this is going to give you 5 out of 5. 5 out of 10, I mean. So let me tell you one thing that you don't know about this, because we'll be coming to the risk management, is that the more now you test your strategy, you have tested your strategy 3 times and it gives you 50. The next time, maybe it gives you 55% and all that. That is where now you know that at least now I have tested my strategy and this is my strategy. It works now. And after testing your strategy, now you have your strategy. You have your strategy written down. Now you're going to be testing it using different approaches. You're going to be trying, for example, if you're trading foreign currencies, if you're going to try metals, because they are going to be moving different. How metals will move is different, and how the stock market and indices are going to be moving different. So you find this is my strategy. It works based on foreign currencies, or it works based on metals, because you're not going to use the same. And that's why so many people maybe copy the other traders, because you can give you a strategy. Maybe it works mostly on foreign currencies than the metals, but you give someone and he goes and uses to the metals and then he loses things just like that. So what you can do there is now you have your strategy and you know it works where? It works on metals. Now you know that I have my strategy. I write it down and you know this is my strategy. It works on metals. You must make sure that you have all those things. You make sure that you have the strategy. I have showed you how to develop one, learn all those things Try it on the demo account like many times. Look at where it actually fit more. Does it apply more on foreign currencies, metals, the stock market? Where does it work most? You must know that. If you have the strategy, if you can answer those questions, then I think you have a strategy. If you can't answer that, then you don't have a strategy. And you can't trust me that when I look to your balance, when I go to your balance and I look between deposit and the withdrawals, probably we are going to be seeing more deposit than the withdrawals. And that make you to be not a profitable trader. So that is what you work on. You make sure that you develop a strategy and you must test it seriously. That's why when someone asks you to give you strategy, otherwise, because you can't, because it is taking you time, it is taking you effort, and that's how you actually have to go through that. You don't just go anyhowly, just doing your things out there. Acha niwasomee tu kidogo. Yeah, you can't just do like that and expect to make money just like that, because some of you wameingia forex because they think they are going to be some button somewhere where you click and then you make money. You click somewhere and then boom, pesa inaanguka inakuja. Or there is a secret somewhere. The reason so many people watch a lot of videos, they follow a lot of people and all those things, is because they think there's a secret somewhere ending that is going to be given, and then they're just going to be making money on the forex trading. And that's why you end here, and there. There's no secret that you're going to be getting. These are the real things, and these are the things maybe you're not going to be hearing anywhere else. So develop a strategy, you test it, you make sure that you test it, take time. Buy books, andika chini, this is my strategy. Hata kama it could take 2 years ama 10 years, make sure that you have that strategy and you test it like the way I've shown you many times. And after testing your strategy, you don't just stop there. You have tested your strategy, it works 50%. Are you contented with 50%? No. The market, the forex market is a live market. That's why it's called live market, because it changes. Hata wewe pali uko sahi hatutakukuta hapo kesho. Probably there are a lot of things that are going to change maybe next year. Look at, for example, what happened on the coronavirus. Who expected that the coronavirus will come? There are a lot of things that can change. So you have to make sure that you have the strategy. How flexible is your strategy? You have tested your strategy. Is it flexible? Can you insert something? It's like how you develop a bot. When you develop a bot, you can adjust that bot. You can modify it. You can hand something. You can improve. That's why you can see some people are making some bot out there and they call it 1.0. The next one they improve. They put 1.2, 1.3, 3.0, something like that. You must also have a strategy, and you make sure that your strategy is adjustable, and at least you can improve it, and you make sure that this is tangible, that you can explain. Okay, sometimes it does not have to make sense to anyone, but at least you make sure that you have something that you can explain to yourself. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. The reason we normally have a strategy is that we can follow that. Sometimes our heart or our mind can lie to us. But if you have the set of rules, at least they can guide you. Sometimes you're going to just enter into the market and think that this market is going to that way. But when you look at your strategy tells you, no, it is cheating you. So you just stop. But when your mind comes, you see, let me just the market now. You go before even you jump to say what my strategy says, because I have to follow this. Because that is what so many people lack. And when you lack that, you end up in a bad way. And when you end up bad way, it's not you see out of me up, because you are losing money. And when you lose money, it will actually hurt you so bad. Okay? Now, we have talked about the strategy and don't have to talk about the strategy anymore. And the reason, I'm telling you, you don't have to listen to these. There are so many people think that you don't have to learn all those things. You don't have to learn about this, about, you don't have to learn trend lines, you don't have to learn time frame, supply and demand. Why is it important to learn all those things? Why is it so important? I consider it so important because when it comes to forex, we are talking about probability. We are talking about something called confluence. So when you talk about the confluence, we are trying to come up with a story. We are trying to come up with more evidence. Okay, it's like when I gave this example sometimes back. Nikawambia, if someone tells you, this is the road that leads to Nairobi, njia ukienda hivi ukikata hivi kidogo utaenda Westlands, mwingine akwambie the same thing, mwingine akwambie the same things. So when you receive that evidence from so many people, then what do? You consider wale watu wamekwambia, you even become so confident. Hii inaenda wapi? Mpaka it is sticks even to your mind. It's like just affirmation. Like this is this, this is this, and this is this. That's just like affirmation, but you know, inje inaenda hivi, inje inaenda hivi. So that is why you normally you have to learn a lot of things, because they give you what? They are going to be giving you the confluence. You see? The market is telling you, you have tested. When you use, maybe you have used the indicator is telling you this is the time to buy. When you use your price action, it tells you this is the time to buy. When when you see properly and check the candlesticks, these are candlesticks that have been formed, probably. And dragonfly, that is the doji, it's telling you it has been formed down there, and that is an evidence that this market is going to reverse. Then what you are going to do there is that you know that this is the good time now to be buying this market. I have received the evidence from these 2-3 things here and that one. So I'm very confident that this market is going to, rather than just relying on one thing, because one thing can fail you. Sometimes you can have 4 proofs or 5 things that you check. 4 gives you and 1 fails you. Probably the other one is going to fail the other time and all other going to be correct. So you follow 4, and because you know it's about probability. So the market, when you enter or buy, is about the probability that we check. So we normally check about probability. What is the market saying? So when I see the market, zile vitu zote nimeangalia, all factors considered, the probability nasema, is it buy or sell? Then you go to that. Simple. That's why you learn all these things, because of confluence. Okay? So that is a strategy. I've shown you how to develop a strategy, how to test it. It's very important. And then the reason we normally have a strategy, that you actually have to do that. Very, very, very important. All right. Let's jump to risk management, which is most ignored. Risk management is actually so much ignored by so many people. Like risk management, I've seen the reason so many people blow account is because of risk management. In real sense, if you are a trader, you're not supposed to blow account. I don't remember the last time I blew account. Nasi kujiringa ama nini is because I know what is actually has to be done. You are blowing the account because you don't know risk management. Let's be true to each other. Blowing account is a result of not managing your money. And how can you handle money if you don't know how to control the money? You don't have to include yourself. Upasi kunjieka kwa biashara enye ujui control pesa. Now if you are business, because forex is business, not a job, it's not investment somewhere penye unaweka pesa ati nakuletea, is a business. And one of the rule of the business unapaswa kujua is that when you have a business, you make sure that first of all, you know how how the capital will actually be itatumua vizuri, because the capital is exactly like the stock. If mtu akitupa stock ama capital ikipotea, unasemanga huyu mtu amehara, yani nini amesota, the company is gone, huyu mtu kuisha yeye. So when you blow account is evil, because you are seeing a lot of things online, people blowing account, and you think it is okay. Where do you think those people get money? Yes, I know so many people may have other sources of income, but I know most of us tumeelewa penye maybe kupata hiyo maybe 10k or 15,000 hiyo $100 unaweka kwa account is very hard to get it. It's very hard to get it. So when you see someone is blowing $1,000 and anasema hey, it's okay and all that, you don't know the source of that person. And that's why you have to be very careful. The first rule when you put that money in your account, the first rule should be, how do I preserve this amount of money to make sure that I don't lose this amount of money? You make sure that you do that. How do I put this amount of money that I have? I don't have to lose it. And afterwards come to the risk management. Risk management. Risk management. One thing I want to tell you for sure is, when it is actually opposite of what you think, that when you enter into the forex market, you should be looking for profit. But what I want to tell you is that when you look at the chart, when you look at everything, you have money because you have strategy and everything. What you should consider the first time is the stop loss and how much you are willing to put and lose on that. So you must make sure that you settle fast. You are comfortable with the stop loss. You know where the stop loss should be. Always, if you work on the stop loss, if you work on how much money you can lose on that trend, even forgetting about the take profit and all that, I want to assure you that the profit is actually going to settle itself. Then hizo zitu zingine zitanjileta zenyewe very easy. Everything is going to settle itself automatically. So when you open the trend like that, I think the first thing you should be looking, for example, let me tell you what I do. There are some trends I can take and there are others that I can't. Totally. There are some I'm not going even to take. Because what the first thing that I check, I can have a good strategy. Yes, I know there are some trends that I can avoid. I have good entry, but when I look at this trend, for example, I look at GBP, JPY. I look how it is going. So you look at the GBP, JPY, you look where it is going. It is going all the way down. So there are some things I can look on this trend and I decide I'm going to enter or I'm not going to enter, considering the what? Considering where I'm going to be placing the stop loss. So this is how you actually have to do it. Just a simple thing. Eh? So when you are going to be entering, let me just draw something here so that you can focus on this. So I know I'm giving you a lot of things, but make sure that I don't know what to do this, but probably we'll do this another time. So assume this is a chart that you're going to be drawing around this area here. If you want, assume now this is the market. Assume this is the market and you want to enter around this area. You want to enter down this zone. And then the first thing after considering and after seeing this is my entry. Listen to me, because I think there are some mathematics I'm going to be giving you how to put your stop loss carefully. The first thing, because this is risk management. So after identifying your entry point, make sure that you know these are my entry. And so many people utilize market without knowing that they are buy limit orders or sell limit order. Let me just call them limit orders that are there in the market. Limit orders are very important, but sometimes even limit orders, I like, if you are smart enough, make sure that you set alert on the market. You can go to the trending view. If you know that is your target area, probably you're waiting for the market to come to that zone. Make sure that you are waiting for this market to come here. Make sure that you set an alert such that when this market come to this zone, at least, you know, I'm going to take an action from that instead of instead of just putting a buy limit from that area, because you can put a buy limit and the market keeps going down. The reason for putting alert there is so that you'll be there when that market will actually be at your buying zone or the selling zone. So you know, the alarm inakwambia tumefika pale ulikuwa unataka kununua. So there are a lot of things that you consider there. I prefer that than putting a buy or sell limit. Okay. Now, after putting that and identifying, assume now, assume now you want to buy from this zone. Where do you start? What do you start? Because I've seen so many people when they identify the zone of buying, what they do is that they do what? They just come and enter today. Unakuja tu unasema leo nataka kuweka 0.32, leo nataka kuweka 0.1 lot, leo nataka kuweka 0.0, leo nataka kuweka 0.15 lot. You don't do that. Everything, you must be smart, because if you don't become smart, this forex is going to hit all your money. Let me give you something, very simple. If you identify the buying zone, the first thing should be the stop loss. Where it should be the first thing that you actually have to consider when it comes to stop loss. Number one, when it comes to stop loss, you have to put you have to know where a stop loss should be, where the market, it is like when it crosses this zone, then it's like the complete change of direction or something else. You don't have to put your stop loss where there's possibility that the market can be put there. So you must identify. After identifying your buying or selling position, the next thing that you must identify is not profit, is not money that you are going to be making. If you concentrate on what you make, you lose. If you concentrate on how much you can lose, you gain automatically, and you preserve your capital automatically. Okay, so if I know these are going to be my entries around this area, then I'm going to be having, assume you are going to be buying, I don't know how to put this, and you're waiting for this market to come around this region, around this area, so that you can buy. So what I'm going to do, for example, I can see there is a support around this area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my stop loss just not at the same spot, just slightly below. Niweke stop loss, and assume that is where I'm going to be putting the stop loss. Why? Because the market can go down and test that equal support zone, and the market just goes up again, and it may hit my stop loss. So I have identified my stop loss region, which is iko chini pale. So after identifying that, the next thing that I'm going to be doing is very simple. How many pips are those to the stop loss? How many pips or how many points to that? So if it is, for example, 1,000 point, or let's say 1,000 point, then I know I have my account and I'm going to be risking 5% of my account. Probably that is $50 that I'm going to be risking in this trend, that I'm going to be entering where? Here. So that is 1,000. You have the 1,000 point, which is stop loss, and you want to risk how much? $50. So you must get now the stop loss that you have to use. It's not just anyhow. You just have to know, because I'm going to be risking. So my stop loss should be $50. If my stop loss is $50, which loss size should I use so that I only settle this $50? Because hapo umeidentifiy, you have placed the stop loss pale chini kabisa, when unajua maybe the market ikifika hapa, unless I'm losing kabisa, and I was strong about these and all those things considered. So that is very important. Identify this level, identify that level here. Okay, identify this level that we have done here, which is the stop loss zone around this area. This is stop loss zone. You've known how many points the market can go there. This is my entry, so that when I buy from this, the market can even go around this area and test this support and probably come back up again. Because my stop loss is down one here, I know I just want only this to be $50. It is very possible to know the stop loss. You don't just go and enter uwezienda uingie ovyo, unaona, uweke stop loss ini ati ukuje uweke 0.1. No, maybe that 0.1 is going to be just slightly below your entry point. Market inaenda tu hivi, your account is gone. So what I'm going to do, your stop loss, you identify that, and then you just know. So it's very simple. 100 points for you to lose $50. How much loss should you be using here? It's only 0.05. You just doing, because we say it's just point times lot. If you multiply point times lot, it will give you the money. It will just give you the money automatically. Okay, it will just give you the money. So it just 15 divided by 1,000. You see, if you use 0.05 here and the market goes down by 1,000 point, you know you're only going to be losing how much? Only $50. And that $50, it is where you actually correctly placed the stop loss penye market haitakufikia very soon. Unaona, you identify correct a very good spot for stop loss, good one, not just anyhow, like, and then it gives you the stop it gives you now the lot size. So the lot size comes after identifying the stop loss and knowing how much you want to risk on that trend. I know maybe some people musijali, you just understand with the time. Okay, you just understand with that. So the lot size here, that is the lot size you can actually use around that area. You identify, first of all, I said you identify the percentage and unataka kurisk that trend. Kama uko na $1,000 unajua I can only risk 50 kwa all the total traders, hizo trend zote uko nazo and all that, and you end up to calculate the stop loss and unatumia around that area. So that is how you can actually do that when it comes to risk management. The other thing that is very important on the risk management is to make sure that you have risk reward ratio. Like kama una risk 50, if you unaona ume risk hapa, at least make sure that you are targeting 70. At least make sure that sasa your stop loss was here, make sure at least your profit is around 70, 80, 100 there. So that when you lose or gain next time, at least you have something across that area. I can see I don't want to give some people headache. I think we have to redo this again because I know so many people will be having questions on that. I don't want to confuse so many people. But what we have talked about today in a summary is make sure that at least you have a strategy and you have tested it. You know how to develop. You have learned everything about developing a strategy. You have tested so well by learning everything so that it can help you to place the place of confidence and all that. And the next thing is the risk management, which is very important. And the last thing I want to speak is make sure that at least you can't do all those things if you have a small account. Small account is going to be ending. Let me tell you, if kazi yako tu utakuwa unaweka that, some people want to put 1,000 in the forex market. Yes, you can put that in the trend, but it's very hard for you to do these calculations and do risk management properly. It can end it sometime. So I don't know how I can help you on that, but at least deposit a good amount of money. If this is your first time, at least try $100. Panga pesa kidogo. At least from 100 kwenda juu, at least you can do small. I know there are some videos I've shared. I can raise $6, but if you're beginners, it's very hard for you to raise 1,000 to the amount probably I raised the other day, or to $6 to $800. Sometimes it can be very hard because it requires a lot of skills there. Okay. The capital is very important. So when it comes to capital is very important when you are trading the forex market. Let's no one lie to you about that. Okay, nice. The capital is very important to make sure that at least take time, build the capital strategy and all those things. If you want to, if you skip these steps, utakaa sana, just ignore, and then you'll forget about the big figures on withdrawals, and you'll be having many figures on the deposit, and you'll be wondering what is happening. You try to come again, ukuje huku niulize kulienda aje, and I will repeat the same thing. I'll just repeat the same thing. There are a lot of things that I have actually to just share with you. Maybe we can just do this again, maybe on Thursday next week. those who will be willing. But at least if you practice on that, I've tried very hard to combine between the beginners and for those who have been here, at least to make sure we are so balanced. If you have not checked on the beginners, at least I sent you the nilikutumia at least PDF ya manual, nikakwambia hata enda uprintiwe kwa cyber physically, si kwa simu. Unajua simu iko na matemptation, ni kama wale wanaekanga Biblia kwa simu, inakuwa na temptation zake. Go and print, it's very cheap. Print that and go through it pole pole, and when you go through that, I've sent you some of the classes that I recommended earlier. I teach in a very simple way. Ni kila mtu ataelewa. You can go through that and then just understand. All my tutorials are there. You can understand the introductory part. Unaweza actually, and usiende kulipa sijui pesa ngapi online and all that. I've shared free courses there. It's just free. You can go and watch that. So I know it is already, sitakangi kufunza usiku more than 1 hour. I'm going to take questions from you, and we can wind up there, but don't get out, because someone can ask the question that you have a problem with. So if you have the question, you can raise the hand. I'm going to be answering. In case the question requires for us to come next, I'll do that. So you can, and then okay, you can I think kwa Google Meet kuna place ya raise the hand, or you can open the microphone. I'm going to be hearing you. Takusikia. Okay. Or you can write kama wewe ni introvert, kama unaogopa. Yes, you can raise the hand, you can ask the question. I know maybe kuna vitu zime confuse. Maybe if you don't have questions, we can come next time. And so I'm going to give you, okay, you see, okay. Me maswali naogopa sana because okay, Jesse, you can open the microphone. You can open the microphone. Jesse, how are you? I'm very great. How are you doing? Sawa sawa, eh? Yes. What is the question, please?
About trading,
Okay.
about prop firms is on taking funds, and is it advisable for now after I have tested my strategy and realized it is working, let's say 50% in using my small capital. Do you is it advisable, or can you advise to take a prop firm challenge?
Okay, so I've answered your question. So when most of the prop firms that you are seeing, first thing, number one, every prop firm has its own rules. You know, there are some that will tell you that we only want you to lose like 5%, 2% of these. So you can, I think some of the prop firm are giving out free trials. You can go to the free trial and see if you can do that, because you have to even prop firm itakupea pesa mingi, and you must make sure that you practice on that, so that to make sure that you don't lose as well. Unajua unaweza enda upee 100,000 and then you can purchase an account and lose that amount of money. You purchase an 100 account and you lose that amount of money, and all those sort of things. So there are a lot of rules that are there on the prop firm. The best thing, the reason I tell you to learn skills is because when you have skills of trading, ukiwa na skills, they are very important. Hata ukiwa na skills, you know, ukiwa na skills proper kabisa. The reason some people, even comrade, ask me, comrade wananiuliza, hey, nifunze forex sina pesa. Mimi nakwambianga, there are a lot of skills out there. Learn skills, they are very important, because kama uko na skills proper, hata ukiwa na $6 you can. Ukiwa na skills poa, unaweza trendia mtu. Ukiwa na skills poa, unaweza ingia na Profam na upate account because you have skills. So skills are very 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 important, even not capital. Capital is important, but it's, sometimes Profam are good, but I think most of the Profam nowadays, let's say even 99 almost 90% there, they're not permanent and all that. So if in case you just want to go to the Profam, make sure that you have purchased the account of the amount you are comfortable even losing and all that. So yeah, but the best thing, if you can have your own account and learn how to do on your own account, when you get a big account, you can do that. If you can know how to trade with $100, ukipewa hata $100, unajua how to just do that. So the best thing is, I think it is skills.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. Someone? Anyone? Okay. Okay. Anyone from there? Okay. Thank you so much for that. Guys, thank you so much for following on this. I hope you have learned something. And kama umeandika kitu, make sure that you practice exactly kile nimewaambia. Make sure you follow me. Unifollow TikTok, unifollow YouTube. Nita appreciate sana. And if you think we can do this next time, mtaniambia, and then we can share skills. Notes mingi. I have a lot of skills on that. How now you can improve on that. Kama kuna kitu hujaelewa, maybe we can do on a better way. Tutapanga the beginners class. For the advanced class, there are a lot of things that we can still do, and still on a lot of things to still learn that can still help you. These are very important course zenye maybe utauziwa pale nje. You tell me when we can have the next class. Thank you so much. If you are from the group, as usual, go to the group and type how the class was to encourage someone who was there before. Mostly I refer people to WhatsApp me because I think there are a lot of scammers either on TikTok. Unajua TikTok kuna watu wana jita and tag. Ukienda Telegram as well. So by having my number 0796579800 and you WhatsApp me, then at least you know this is my number. Ukijaribu vile mnajaribingi kutest kama hii number ni ya mtu vile mnatumanga pesa, at least you know you can this is the real person that you are talking with, and this is it. I want to close it from that point. Nikiwafunza usiku mtalala. So thank you so much. Have a good night, and may the Lord bless you so much for the positive feedback and response. Next time, invite a friend. We have a lot of things to share. Subscribe to my social media platform. Barikiwa sana, usiku mwema. You can assist from the group. You can assist. Now my microphone is off. I'm switching off. Bye bye. Someone was asking here. Let me see. Okay, someone is asking best leverage account here, $4,000. $4,000. I recommend normally to use 1 to 400. Leverage is not very important. I share. Leverage is not that important. Leverage is important for those who want to have small account and they want to flip it or have big account. Leverage is not important if you have risk management, because I want to risk this amount of money. So what leverage does, leverage just gives you the freedom to use high lot size. So kama ni mzuri, unajua unaweza jimes, kama unaweza jimes, okay, you can use a small leverage. $4,000 is big amount of money. I think probably more than I have a million Kenya shillings. You can use 1 to 200. Itakulimit kidogo. Itakulimit. Ama 1 to 100 itakulimit. It will limit you. Itakulimit vibaya sana. Leverage is not that that's important. Beginners class utaanza lini? We normally have beginners classes, but I really do them because nafanyanga free. So if you just want to join the beginners lessons, you can WhatsApp me as I said. Click my profile and go into the WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp me, and then I can hand you to the rest of my team. I have a lot of team. I have a working team. Niko na watu wamejifunza forex vizuri. They can even teach others. I'm very proud person. Nimefurahia sana. Yeah. Thank you. I can see that. How long have you done FX? Hey, okay, nimefanya trading how long is that? Nilianza kutrade crypto 2018. Kufanya crypto 2018, kuna wakati Bitcoin ilikuwa inaenda vizuri sana. And ikiwa comrade, I was in a single room. I was trading Bitcoin, sikuwa na pesa, but that day I remember I made a lot of money. I made 100,000. Ndio nikaona kumbe kweli watu wanaweza tengeneza pesa kwa through trading. Sikuama, I bought my first camera and some equipment there. That was so amazing. That was so amazing. 2018, 2019, I became, there is closeness between Forex and crypto. So I started 2019 learning Forex and sharing some knowledges there, kwa sababu wakati nilikuwa na trend nikionyesha watu how to deposit money to the Binance and all those things, they started asking me questions na nikaanza kushare about Forex. Nikakuwa interested pia na Forex, nikalearn. That was interesting journey as well. So from 2019 mpaka sahii ni almost like 5 years. 5 years. So nimetrend Forex for 5 years, but si zote umekuwa profitable. You understand? See, every time you're profitable, you can't be profitable all the time with the Forex trading. Maybe kuna those years, zenye unauma nje. Kuuma nje ni lazima, si ndio? Kuuma nje ni lazima. Unaweza tu mwaka kama 1-2 unauma nje kidogo because of the mistakes that you are doing, but those experiences that mimi will share online, they are actually real. They are from me. Yeah. They are from real experience, zile vitu nime experience. So nikiambia watu this amount of money is going to mess you up, this thing is going to mess up, I'm telling from the art, from experience. I missed this guy Nyaga, Dr. Cyrus. Sijui kama umetoka ama umeenda, but umenitupa sana bwana daktari. I think that Dr. Cyrus, we were talking with him like 20 something there, 2020, 2021, I think so, about Forex. Yeah, I think I was teaching him somehow. Okay, nilikuwa namfunza kidogo. How do you apply Plont robot in MT5? It is very easy. Make sure that you have PC. You must make sure that at least kama uko na PC unaweza Plont. Kama uko na MetaTrader 5, it is very easy. It is very easy. Unaenda kwa Firehouse. I think there is somewhere there where you can just upload it. I think I shared a video na how. Kuna video nilishare actually, ukaenda YouTube hapo, kuna video nimeshare recently how to make your own bot, Forex bot. It's very easy. You make your own Forex bot using AI. You don't have to have a knowledge of coding. When you make AI, unaenda hapo kwa bot, you generate a bot, how to upload it, how to get free bot from MT5, MQ5. So I think the whole process is there, but yeah, the whole process is there. Kuna vitu una click hapo tu una upload, very easy. Kuna vile pia unaweza test that bot and una upload. It is very easy as well. How to just do that. As Sparta K, okay. Sami K, how are you? Yeah, so tumemaliza class ya leo. I think I can see so many people sending messages. Let me see what they are doing. Okay, they're normally responding, saying thank you. Okay, responses. If you have question before I close this, you can still do it. It's the same. Nice, feels good to get back to classes. Thank done. Okay. Thanks, great done. Though a network issue, I believe these classes will be somewhere up will be having more of this southern for lessons I learned today. Thanks indeed it is. Thanks a lot. Okay. Thank you so much. That is my team just responding there on the classes that we are having. People are responding to. I hope maybe I'll try to answer the MT5. There are some people have been seen using. No, I don't think whether you can use phone. The reason you see people using phone and MT5 is because when you execute the trend on MT5 on PC, all the trains that will be on MT5 there, you can see them on your MT5 on the phone. So whatever, if you open instantly the trains on MT5 on the phone, on the laptop, like on the computer, tap tap tap, and you have opened na umekuwa ukifungua na iko MT5 imefunguka kwa simu yako, si utaona tu zinajifungua kama zinajifungua automatically. So that is the same thing, you have placed them both on the MT5 on the phone, and then you'll be seeing them working on the MT5 Kasim. So it's not on the phone. You can't upload using the phone. You can't upload using the phone. Akimi sijazoea kuenda live so many hours, I think, for today. Thank you so very, very much. See, tuonane kesho. Tuonane the other day. Thursday, you can invite someone to join me on the what we'll be having next. Yeah, okay. Some you can join Thursday class. We're going to be having maybe another class like today. Hey, yeah, we're going to be having another class like today. So maybe you can join at that time. It's going to be, you can get something from that.